Jake Paul has
Right.
signed with PFL. I don't know. What do you think about? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about Jake Paul jumping into MMA?
This this is kind of a scary one for me because the more I talk about Jake Paul, the more I sound like a fanboy. And I don't want to, but I'm always like I always tell my viewers, I'm what you might refer to as an MMA truther. And I'm not trying to come at you biased or anything like that. I just want to give you facts. And I've been talking
Yeah.
about Jake Paul since I can't remember when I made a video. It was like well before the Ben Askren thing. And I said next year's his year and he's going to start taking over. People thought I was insane. And I kept saying he's going to knock out this guy. He's going to knock out that guy. And I think it's amazing for him to get into MMA. I think I don't know if we're going to disagree here. And I know that you have a much different insight than myself. But not only am I excited about him signing with PFL, I think he would destroy Nate Diaz in the boxing and in the MMA. And I know people are going to think
Nate. I don't think Nate's been very good for a while.
Yeah.
Like, and this is one of the things that we have been robbed from majorly as fans. Not as a fighter, and fans in the last decade, since the UFC has solidified their monopoly. When they control the title, when they control the ranking, when they control ascension to the title, they control incentives. Right? Incentives on how to fight. They can control who your manager is. When they control all this stuff, like, it gets watered down. We don't know who's really good. We don't know what the rankings really mean anything. Like, Piera just came in from kickboxing after like 4 fights and destroys Izzy, who's supposed to be the greatest guy since Anderson Silva. It's better than Anderson Silva. What? So this guy with no ground came out of nowhere with hardly any experience and won. Like, it's very quiet. I mean, that makes me question, because like, oh, some guy came out of rugby out of nowhere in Australia and then joined the Super Bowl. And, after 5 games of playing, he's the best quarterback that ever played the game. Like, what the hell is going on here? It sounds to me like pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Where you can get this guy, this new guy is coming out. Oh, when Goldberg came out and beat everybody, and it was the record of how many wins a pro wrestler had in a row. Oh, did you watch it? Oh my God, he was making history.
It was like, even though all this stuff is usually like so obvious and right in front of our faces, it was like mind-boggling that one day. I don't know if you, even if you didn't see the event, you had to have seen it on social media when that dude went into the cage and started changing the judges' cards a few weeks ago, right there in front of it was like
a scene from a movie. With Rory, my championship fight with Rory. You see how long it took them to like come up with the score, and then there was like changes on the scorecard.
Yeah, that doesn't happen when you're just getting straight from the source. There's some kind of deliberation going on there.
Why is the deliberation? It's like, you got a calculator? You're adding things together. Like, are you kidding me?
You would think they'd have.
They forget. I was like, it was a 5-round fight. What did I score it in the first round?
Yeah. You would think at this kind of a level, with all the money involved, all the eyes in it, they'd have their act a little bit more together. It seems like they're getting a little bit sloppy.
And I think that's on purpose, because with the UFC monopoly, that benefits promoters. Because the more mistakes the judges make, the more mistakes the commissions make, the less power the fighters get. Because that's one of the things that is good about the Jake Paul thing, is he shows that prize fighting is about notoriety. Okay, you make more money in prize fighting because of your notoriety. You're notorious. CM Punk, he made $500,000 for his first UFC fight because of notoriety. People knew who he was. Generally speaking, you gain notoriety by fighting and winning and doing awesome stuff in the cage. Yeah. But nowadays, because of the way things are, you get a lot of notoriety through social media and things outside of the actual cage and outside of actually doing work.